I will begin this video by introducing myself. My name is Jordan Horwitz, and I'm a current senior at New York University. I am an active person who loves to run and has been wearing Adidas garments and shoes for years. At university in New York City, it has always been a mission of mine to do good wherever I go and to attempt to rectify all wrongdoings. And if I don't have the ability to rectify it myself, at least use my voice and my platform to try to influence and inform those in power who can make real change. As stated in my letter, I'm extremely upset to have heard in more detail how your company treats its most vulnerable employees. Despite outsourcing practices to avoid these regulations, workers' rights are an essential puzzle piece in your company's corporate social responsibility. According to multiple sources, including The Guardian and Forbes magazine, your workers have been working in unsafe, deplorable factory conditions. In addition to that, Adidas factory workers are said to work 18-plus hour days and most weekends without compensation for their overtime. According to one Guardian article in 2017, factory workers were forced to lie on record about conditions and wages paid to auditors, and that was not an isolated incident. Also, 327 Indonesian workers are still owed severance packages for being fired for protesting safer working conditions after a fellow employee suffered from a work-related injury. Your company has failed to commit on a number of these issues, and I find it shameful. As I'm sure you're well aware, Adidas is a billion-dollar company. With that kind of revenue stream and popularity comes power. And in my opinion, also comes the obligation to do better and to be better. It is not a suggestion, but an absolute must that Adidas do better in looking out for its supply chain and for its factory workers. Conditions within factories, in particular in Indonesia, have to be improved. A living wage is not a suggestion, it's a right that every hardworking human being should be afforded. On your website, you have a human rights charter that is widely available for the public to read if they choose to do so. However, the irony is that the reality does not reflect these goals. Some of my suggestions per my letter are adopting an inclusivity and diversity initiative for employees and adding that to the human rights charters. Partnerships with your celebrities and your athletes to help spread awareness for this message. Giving more money to causes like COVID-19 that are unfortunately disproportionately affecting a lot of the countries in which Adidas has their factories. And partnering with human rights organizations like Labor Behind the Label to help keep your goals in check with reality and prove to the public that you are in fact trying. It's understandable that business is changing every day, and we live in a world where practically everything is controversial. But that being said, human rights should never be controversial. Something has to be done about this cause, and it's my sincerest hope that Adidas can lead by example in starting now. As an example for how you can do better, recently Nike used one of their athletes, Colin Kaepernick, in order to rebrand itself as a more socially aware company that does care about human rights. In a 2020 powerful television advertisement, Kaepernick was shown demonstrating solidarity and respect for those who had suffered from recent police brutality after the killing of George Floyd. While this is an amazing effort on Nike's part, there's still a lot of growth to do from them as well as far as workers' rights. Adidas can take it one step further, in my opinion, and start leading the charge and separate themselves from their competitor, and start ensuring that workers in their sweatshops are at least earning a living wage and have safe working conditions around them. Thank you for your time and your consideration, and it's my hope that we can actually work together to build a bright future towards better safety, respect, and increased transparency for workplace conditions for Adidas employees.